What's up, my beautiful people? How we doing? What's up? Welcome to the first session of the week. Now we're deeming this one Monday Mindset, or Mindset Mondays, because we think a lot of the time Mondays are relatively slow, so we can use these as an opportunity to sort of make sure everyone's mindset's in check, make sure everyone's doing what they should be doing, and really focusing on the important side as to what trading, is and what it should be treated as. But first things first, let's do the hellos and how are yous. Nick, hope you're good. Ricky, I hope you're good. Hope you're well, guys. Hope you had a good weekend. So we had an actually scorcher entry this morning here on Euro. Last week was the first negative week we've had since the beginning of the new year. What's going on, Andre? Hope you're good. So we're just currently holding the Euro sell. What's going on, Guy? What's happening? Hope you're all well. Hope you're all good. Like I say, this is going to be Mindset Monday. I think we should keep that a theme, right? Mindset Mondays. We should keep that every Monday. We'll give you guys some mindset, some, what do you call it? Don't know what the word is. Guy in the house, just like Ali G. He's good. So let's just ping through what we've had so far today. So we had a partial close here on gold. We called this out to the members on Friday, and we said, run it to the high. I didn't actually. Did I even get an alert for that? Had another entry right there. No tap in for that. That would actually be here, so we'd have to run it to the all-time high, the same as the last setup. Again, no setup on that. And that's 100. I believe there's been no setup here because we ran the lows and then we didn't actually have anything come in until that, yeah. So UChef, we're still looking for sell-offs here on UChef. So no setup yet from here. If we do get our money out, we're not trading that. We're waiting for... I don't know why that high's not marked. We're waiting for this high. Or the high above, to give us a sell down into the lows, right? Nothing right now. Again, once we've covered this, we're going to just go into some mindset principles, some just overall sort of making sure everyone's still on the right trajectory. Because it's all right to be like, I would say like in the markets and stuff, but you need to make sure that you're locked into the right direction. The right direction. Not about a trend or a trading system, but like mentally in the right direction. We don't want to be in the markets to make money. We need to be in the markets to execute an action. Obviously, the end goal is to generate income. But first of all, you need to make sure that you've got the principles in place. So again, nothing really on UJ. GJ, we are bearish, but we don't have anything at the moment. We're waiting for price action to either give us a run of the high or a run of the high, right? Aiming for the low. You see it's making a fair amount of liquid across here. Let me get 1 second. Let me get the Epic pen out. I always think it sounds like I'm saying EpiPen. I'm not. I'm saying Epic pen. Here it is. All right, let's get the highlighter out. So here, across here. Here across the high. So coming up, taking that out could give us a nice little shift to the downside there. That'll be cool if it does that. If not, we're going to look to the high to take us down to the lows. Now, we do have a bearish bias, as you can see on Orion and on the daily bias indicator. This being the target. But at the moment, whether we get that straight target hit or whether we're going to come up to an entry point, we don't know yet. We're still sitting around that area at the moment. We're still waiting for it. So, eyes on. Eyes on. Target. Yeah. So AU. Right here. We also, guys, we do have a Trading Thoughts episode to upload, but I've had no internet. Like on Friday, if you were in my Friday live stream, you probably noticed that I just disappeared. I went, oh, I've got a phone call, guys. I'll be back. And then I didn't come back. Well, the reason for that is because the phone call was from my partner saying, oh, the broadband provider's just called me. The internet's going to go off. And I said, okay, when's it going to go off? And she went, oh, I think it might already be off. And at that point, the live stream had ended because I had no internet. So I did try hotspotting my PC to like reconnect, but it wasn't having it. So I thought, there's no point starting a whole new live stream, you know? Just come back a fresh Monday. So apologies for anyone that was in the live stream that, you know, it was an abrupt ending. I apologize. What did I just click on then? Oh, here. What's demonstration? What's that? Oh. Hold Alt to temporarily draw. That's pretty sick. I rate that. That's a new feature. That's quite cool. I like that. Not massive on how wide this is though. Can I adjust that? Hold Alt. I think it can only do that. I think. That's quite cool. I do rate that. I think that's pretty decent. I just wish there was a way to adjust the size of it. I think that's pretty cool. And I suppose because of the color of this as well, it makes it easier for you guys to track where my cursor is. What's going on, FX? What's happening, my dude? Hope you're good. Oh, I saw I sent my friend a why is that gone blue? Why has this gone blue? Does anyone know why? Oh wait, actually you don't know why because you can't see it. Let me see, 1 second. Strange. Okay. Don't really know why, but it is what it is. Yeah, so we're bullish on this. We're waiting for this low to be run. Or we take out the liquid across here and price pushes higher without us. This being your target currently. Expect price to come up to that high. That's what we're looking at there for bullishness. I actually rate this new feature. I think this new feature is pretty decent. Even though I have Epic Pen and it's pretty good, you know, it's pretty decent. Demonstration is sick. I know, right? It's cool, but I wish there was a setting where, you know, you could just adjust it. Just a small adjustment. You can't click on that. So you can see the Orion entry right there. Nice run down to that. So it is Mindset Mondays, and we're going to be talking about some mindset principles and just some overall aspects of trading that a lot of people sort of brush under the carpet, you know, they forget about. What's going on, Chetley? Welcome. Just gonna drink my coffee and then we're gonna get into it. Now, we've been making a big effort lately to try and put out some short content every day. So I'm just trying to make some live streams that have that relevance, you know? Right, let's see if we can get to our like goal within the first... How long we've been streaming for? We've been streaming for 15 minutes. Can we get to our like goal within the first 15 minutes? We only need 2 more likes. 2 more likes and we hit the goal first 15 minutes. That's milestone achievements right there. And if you think about that, right? If we can hit our like goal within the first 15 minutes, that's when we can start adding to that like goal. We can start making the like goal 20 instead of 10. And at that point, we're literally in double digit. You can't even speak. That's how excited I am. We're in double digits. We're in double digits consistently, which is good. That's what we were saying about last year. So did everyone have a good weekend? Well, we're just sort of chilling at the minute. Did everyone have a good weekend? I hope so. I can't remember if I covered or not, but on Friday, I covered, well, I don't know if I covered it or not on Friday. I covered. I can't remember if I did or not, but I was talking to Alex, who holds a lot of Pi network coins. That shit absolutely dumped over the weekend. Let me show you. Here. This is crazy. Look at that. Ooh. All the way from up like in the... I think it hit $200. So, you know, there's some big shareholders that absolutely milked it from here down to here. And now they're just letting the little fish move it down at like $1. That's absurd. That is absurd. And this is a project that's been running for a long time. It's not a new thing, you know. It's been running for, I think it's since... Let me go to a bigger time frame. Yeah, so not a long time, but 2 years. That's a fair amount of time as far as I'm concerned, you know. So they absolutely milked that. Now it's running. But the one thing I will say is now the big boys are out. You do actually have a little bit like cleaner price action. How many pips you think that was, bro? I'll actually be able to tell you because I can measure it. So from the peak, which is there, down to the bit where they stopped dumping it, 99.3%, and it is 1.9 million. I think that's 1.9 million, 1.98 million, right? I'm pretty sure that's it because this is the numerical figure. This is the numerical figure of the value change, which is 198.7900. And then this is the percentage of change, which is 99.3. And then this is the points. And this is the amount of bars. Obviously, we're on the 15 minute. And then it done it in 3 days. 3 days, and we went from 200 to about $1. Which is absurd. That is absurd. But I think it was a free to mine coin. So even if you still have it, you have 1,000, it's still 1,500 quid, you know, that you've got. I don't hold it. I didn't even know it was a thing. So let's. My goodness, indeed. Welcome, by the way, Dre. Hope you had a good weekend. Guys, we've hit the like goal. We've hit it. We've actually cleared the like goal. We're 1 like over. And we're only 20 minutes into the live stream. That's big. That's big. That is big. And this is another thing as well, right? To get 11 likes on a live stream, a lot of people probably don't think that's, you know, that's all that. Start off small. Once you're hitting your goals, small goals consistently. Big goals, you know, you work your way up to them. It doesn't happen boom, boom, boom. But it happens quick if you allow the steps to just keep running. So, pretty good. I appreciate all the love for the likes and that. How was your weekend? Yeah, good. Thanks, brother. Hope yours was good. Honestly, had the most wholesome Sunday. Just a lot of relaxing on the sofa. Had a little nap with my son at around 2 o'clock. I think we just had like a little 30-minute nap. And then I got abruptly woken up by the classic, I don't know what it is, but babies and small children, they just like, they'll be sleeping, they just start swinging out. It's like they're in a ring with Mike Tyson. They just start swinging and kicking. I don't know why. And he hit me with a solid boom straight to the nose, which woke me up pretty abruptly. But to be honest, I was kind of glad that it did wake me up. But it was so wholesome, so nice. Just chilling on the sofa. Had some pasta for dinner, you know. Nice weekend food. Yours was good? I'm glad, dude. I'm glad. Let me just check these notifications here. Oh, yeah. Right, who's on LinkedIn? I know a few of you are. I know, like, Guy's on LinkedIn. I know, Andre, I know you're on LinkedIn. LinkedIn absolutely kills me. It kills me, right? There's a guy on there that popped up a post saying, you know, suggested for you. And I was like, oh, I don't know who this person is. I'm looking, right? And underneath your name, I'll show you mine, right? Here. Not a newborn, no, not a newborn. He's like 8 months now. He's a chunk, to be honest with you. He's a chunky boy. But yeah, I appreciate it. How old are you? I'm 31. Right, I'll show you my LinkedIn, right? So here. Right, so this is my LinkedIn. If you're not following me already, make sure you find me. Find my ugly face. And you'll find me, right? Anyway, underneath your name, it says something, right? And you choose what it says. And obviously, underneath mine, it says, I help Forex traders master the market with data-driven strategies. Director at Pip Surfing Society, head of fundamental reports at NetSab Investments, right? 31 going on 60. Cheers, Guy. Appreciate it, my man. Love. But there's a dude on here. I don't know what his name is. I don't know. I doubt it will still be in my feed. We'll see. Yes, here he is. Can we just look at this for a second, right? Funded trader with 5,000 plus hours. Sounds impressive, right? 5,000 plus hours experience. That's exactly half of a year. So he has half a year of experience, is what he's saying. The annoying thing about it is, guys, he has half a year of experience trading, right? I feel like he's actually stole that off of me there. That looks like it looks like it. He gets so much engagement on his posts. I post all the time. I don't get fuck all. Nothing. Nothing. Doesn't change the fact I still post, right? But that just cracked me up. I've got 5,000 plus hours of experience. That's literally half a year. That's 6 months. So LinkedIn cracks me up because people will put the most stupid shit. Like, I just don't understand. Like, if I change mine to hours, I think it works out like 35,000 hours or something stupid. So I might do that. Looks good, right? Big numbers. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. It just made me chuckle. I was like, 5,000 hours. Whoa. Looked at how many how many hours in a year? It's like 10,000. It's hilarious. Do you trade prop? Yeah. To be honest, I had two accounts, and I've properly gone off of trading both of them because my fund at FX, who's now rebranded for some reason, they changed broker 4 times, then changed platform twice, and I've ultimately been left with a shockingly bad spread account, which even on a 15-minute, you have to give like space for your fucking stop loss because the spreads are so bad. And the spread consistently shifts around, so it's bullshit, to be honest. So I think I'm going to be going back to a private account. But ultimately, we're waiting and leveraging up a couple of accounts to trade automatically with Orion. That's what we're holding off for at the minute, is trading automatically with Orion. The Orion system is going to be automatic relatively soon. I say relatively soon. We come up to some serious sort of pitfalls because we're pushing the limitations of the system, or I say the system, PineScript, to the very edge. So it's a bit, it's hard to get around it. But we'll see. But if you want to make hands-free profits, like I do and many other investors do, then you can go down to the sponsor, which is over here, past my logo, over that way, and you can get yourself a passive income with NetSab Investment. Now, NetSab Investment, so far, I'll tell you, so far this year, let me find the custom period. So we'll go from 1st of January 25 to where we are right now, which is the 24th. Okay. They have generated an absurd amount of profit. I'll calculate exactly how much this is. 1 second. Okay, in. Bear with me. Yeah. 24.8%. 24.8% on this year's earnings so far from NetSab Investment, which again is honestly insane. Think about that. You put 100k into one of their accounts. Obviously 100k is pretty unrealistic. Put 10k into one of their accounts. You've made £2,500 this year so far, and we haven't even finished February yet. So the passive income you can have, you put 20k in there, like I say, you're looking at sort of 5k. There's a considerable amount of passive income to be made through a company like NetSab Investment, and they actually have a new website, brand new website. You can go over and check out the website, netsabinvestment.com. I'm pretty sure it's in the links down below. So definitely recommend that. What prop would you consider, if any? I'm tired of Apex, tired of not being able to hold overnight. Honestly, at the moment, I don't want to say, I recommend anyone. I have an affiliate with My Funded FX purely because I had 2 accounts with them. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think at the moment I would condone any personally. We will be getting some new funded accounts soon, though. I think for what? Not even. I think we will be getting some new accounts soon for Orion when it goes live. I think I'm just gonna consistently trade my own account, though. Honestly, excuse me. Just because, at least I know if I get it with a decent broker, like Vantage FX, to be fair, you get a raw account with them. It's a raw account. It's not like, it's no like bullshitty account. Like, yeah. Excuse me. The one I've heard really good things about is Mint Funding. Now I know they're a bit more expensive. Show on here. I've heard some really good things about them. Here. All right. I've heard really good things about them because of the principles that they apply. They really clean spreads and stuff. I don't have an affiliate of them. Maybe that's what we'll look into in the future, but take a look, Again, not a sponsored message or anything. Literally just I've heard good things about them. And people say, oh, they're a bit more expensive, but you pay for what you get at the end of the day. So it's one of those things. So let's get into some mindset. Mindset Monday. Now I am going to make myself a little bit bigger because scary, right? When we put this into long form content, it just makes it easier for me to well, not even easier, but it makes it better because you can see my ugly mug a lot clearer, right? Maybe that's why we don't get enough views. People will see me and they go, fuck. Didn't realise it was Halloween. Right, so Mindset Mondays, okay? So, let's go forwards with this. So when we talk about mindset, right, we talk about the principles that apply to the market itself. We talk about the overall understanding of what it is to be a trader. Now, I use quotation marks on this because what you define as a trader is going to be dependent on either what you do in the market yourself or what you see other people doing in the market. Now, one thing that is really, really important is we need to separate ourselves from the trade. Now, separating yourself from the trade is going to allow you to alleviate emotions, but it's ultimately going to give you a very, very clear understanding of when do I need to be trading? When should I be involved in the market? Think about it like this. You go to a theme park, you go to a restaurant, and you get to the door, or you get to the gates, and there is a queue. There's 10 people in front of you, right? There's 10 people in front of you, and you know that, okay, well, I'm going to get in. Do you just walk to the front of that queue and say, everyone get out of the way, I'm coming in, it's my turn to go in? No, you don't. You wait your turn, and when it's your turn, you get in, and you go forwards and you get on with what you want to do, right? So trading's the same thing. Don't try and push yourself to the front of the queue and take executions that are based around something that you want to see or something that you would like to see. You have to make sure that you're trading around the rule set that you can already see and envision because the data you have proves to you that you should do it, and it tells you that yes, this trade is something we are interested in. Now, this is a great example of it, right? Euro this morning. Last week on Euro, we had a bullish bias, and we have right here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn Orion off. We had a bullish bias and we were trading into it, and we got a BE, a stop loss, price action consolidating again, another BE, straight down again, right? Then we tried to sell it and it came up and it took us out. So we've got ultimately here 4 trades that don't work, 4 trades that fail, right? The number of people that unfortunately would take these trades and run directly into the next trade, which is here, with a totally different mindset, right? The amount of people that would run into this next trade with a totally different mindset is, we know, statistically very high. Now, we know it's very high because the reason the statistic that a lot of people lose in the market is because it's true, right? And when a true statistic is just around the industry you're in, ultimately you want to be outside of that numerical figure, right? So because of this trade delivering in the way it delivered, which was beautifully, we had a bearish bias. And again, if you want to track the biases we have when we start the week, you can do so with the trading view link down below. Every single Sunday I post an idea that I want the market to deliver. If it doesn't deliver, then it doesn't deliver. If it does, awesome. But if we play this forward, you'll see price action comes up, then it's selling away. That's where that entry comes from, right? It comes from the highs being ran and an entry being given. Now, if we're not following the criteria that Orion is giving us, that we need to sell from X position, and we need to follow our bias down to X position again, giving us something that is very important, our understanding of where we should be involved in the market, okay, only within this area. This is our area that we're looking to trade within. This is the area that we know when it's our turn, or it's now our turn, we're at the gates, we're at the front door, we know, okay, right, it's our turn to step in now. And one or two things happen. Either we step in and we try and get down to the point that we want to trade to, which is predefined as well, and we get there successfully, awesome. Or we don't get there successfully. Either price comes back, takes us at a BE, price completely blasts through and it takes us out at a stop loss. But ultimately, the main thing is we have beforehand established where it is that we are going to trade from, where we want to trade to, and we know when it is our time to execute. The Orion system is giving you a clear, concise understanding that our entry model is being met. Therefore, we should execute X, right? That in itself is something that the large statistical, I would say the large percentage of the statistics come from where people don't have this. They don't have that. How many times, as new traders, for people that maybe already follow this system, people that don't, how many times you come to the market and you are literally like a hawk trying to spot an entry, trying to spot an opportunity, and then if you see something you're like, right, I'll trade it down to here. So you're literally just eyeballing a point to sell from, you're eyeballing a point to sell to, and then you're just sort of hoping it, right? Whereas we already have our framework in place, which tells us we need to trade down to X, we need to trade from X, and we're only entering and stepping into this market if price action lets us, right? So allowing the understanding of context, the context of what price is doing, aligning itself with our bias, is then allowing you to step in and step out of the market without having yourself attached to the trade, right? As I said at the beginning, if you're attached to a trade, you're already allowing your emotions to dictate your movements and the area you should be involved in. Great example is this, right? Let's say you're in a trade. So we'll go over to gold. Gold's a great example of this. Right here. I'll rewind this. Okay, we closed this out. I believe it was about 9:30. I put the message out into the chat. So it was around, it was a little bit further forwards than that. I think it was around here. Yeah, it was around here. So, yeah, around this point. So we were in this trade from Friday. I said to the Discord community, and I'll pull that message up actually. Where is it? Right here, right? I said, look to run this to the all-time high. Yeah? Which is that setup right there. Look to run it to the all-time high. Okay? Go in BE before it slows down for Friday. Okay, that was a 10 past 5, which is after it's tapped in here. So it's like up here, 10 past 5, going BE. And then what we done was we closed out this trade around here, right? So we called it 1R at close profit. We called it 1R. We could have called it 1.2 and, tried to bump the figures, but it doesn't matter. Round it down. We closed out. Now, why is it that you wouldn't close out this trade? Well, the bias is bullish. Yes, cool. But we know if we are having a trade that's met on a Friday, we don't want to hold it over the weekend because we do not know what kind of state or condition the market's going to open in on Monday. This is a great example of understanding that, okay, Orion is telling me, cut my trade off, take the +1, walk away for the weekend, be happy that the entry was given. Awesome. Now, if we did hold it, for example, price would have ran higher. Awesome. But it also comes lower first. Now, yes, it doesn't stop us out, but let's say that price did spike down and take you out. You would have taken an unnecessary loss just because of how you feel about the market. And again, if you'd have held it and prices may be running, awesome, you may have taken some profits, but the same thing is always going to happen, right? Just because you have one act of you saying, oh, I'm actually going to not trade my system, I'm actually going to just do what I want to do with it. And you say to yourself, oh, I'm just going to trade off of X, Y, or Z happening. And you go off of like your feelings. Yes, you may have one time that works, or you may have 2 times that works. But you're ultimately going to have probably 5 times where it doesn't work, right? So just because something feels a certain way doesn't mean that you should act on it. So it's always coming to the same principle. Disconnect yourself from what you're seeing on the chart and become the automatic trading system that you want to get your hands on so badly. You want to get your hands on a system that is just going to do it all for you, right? But you can do it for yourself in the same way. You just have to make sure that you stay true to the rule set that you're following. So you have to always maintain the same principle. What is my rule set telling me? Okay, there's no entry. We don't trade then, cool. Okay, there's an entry, right, we trade, cool. As long as you maintain your risk profile, and it's a lower risk profile if you're trading a lot of assets, you should easily be able to maintain the understanding that not every entry is going to work. Another thing, right, don't come into the market looking for a win. Looking for an entry. Just an entry, not looking for a win. So once this tags in, okay, just say to yourself, well, that's done. That's -1. Done. That's a -1 right away. And then when it comes down and you manage to go BE on this, awesome. You're now like, okay, it's not a -1. Just let it run. My TP is where it should be. Just leave it to run, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the statistics from the Orion system. And I'm going to show you. Where are we? Here, Orion results. And you can go and look at these yourself. Again, we post good weeks, bad weeks. We just give you what the results are of the system. And we're also using a three-point principle for these results. And that is TP, BE, stop loss, right? So if a trade runs into like a significant amount of profit, like this, for example, well, that's a no tap actually, so it's not a good example. I'll go back to previous day, like this, right? You see how this trade clearly taps in and goes to TP? That's not recorded on the results. Why? Because it was less than 3R, so we didn't take the trade. So we're not bullshitting you and saying, this trade, we could have closed it at 2R, like signal services do. Same with this trade right here. You see that trade right there? That trade runs to 2R. What do we do at 2R? We go BE. So we've got here 5R that could have been capitalized on, but we're not marking that down because we're using a real world understanding of a system, which means if you apply a protective level, so you move your stop loss to BE, and then you let the trade run, how many of you that have full-time jobs or that don't trade for full-time have the time to realistically adjust your position sizing, take profit on a pair, actively monitor the pair, trail stops? None of you do, right? So all of the results you see here are all based off of trades that maybe could have run into huge profits and they didn't. Trades that maybe you could have scalped to 1 to 3, but we didn't. Again, we're just showing you the raw essence of what it is itself. So here's another example. This is a BE trade, right? This trade right here is a BE. This trade at its max, I believe, that's Euro USD. I'll show you that. I'm pretty sure it's still on the chart. Or maybe we deleted it. Did we delete it? I imagine we probably did. But you can tell roughly just from the size of that. That ran to like 3R, maybe more. But we're calling it a BE, right? So, same as here, that ran down all the way into the TP. We're not calling it a TP because we didn't take it. So, all of the results here are realistic data collections. And this is what you need to be doing yourself. Collecting data that is realistic, right? So, even though it says 13R, the outcome is most likely a lot greater than that if you use the signal service principle, which is every time you get a 1 to 2 movement, you class it as 20 pips secured. You know, that's not a realistic way of monitoring something. So 13R for the first week of February, 11R for the second week of February, and then minus 8R for last week, which was the first minus week we've had. Also, remember the profiling of this is less than 1% risk profile. It's not a 1% risk profile. So when you see 11R times 0.25% by 11, right? And same with this, 13R times 0.25% by 13R. So it's not 13% gained, or I mean, it would be if you're using 1% risk profile, but you'll see looking through a lot of these, you've got -1, +20, -1, nothing, +3, -2. So if you incur losses, and for example, this week's perfect example of it, 8R, if using 1%, that's an 8% drawdown on your account. Not many people can handle that kind of drawdown, especially if you're doing a funded account. So using 0.25% risk allows you to have a 2% drawdown on your account, not an 8% drawdown. So it's always important to remember that numerical figures in a numerical game are going to be the number one, ultimately, edge driving principle that you can follow. Using your free will and understanding of the market is fine if your system is built up around those principles. But you always have to have data behind what you're doing. And what you're doing a lot of the time is you're coming to the market when you should come to the market. We're not coming to the market because we want to or because we need to. It's when we should, when we're told to. How are we told to? We're following a rule set that we have already in place. Great example of it is, I'll show you here on Discord. We'll come down to the Forex setups right here. Is Guy's setup right here. Okay? Guy took a loss right there. He took a loss right here. There was no entry for this. And then he had another setup right here. Took the setup. Beautiful run down to TP. Perfect example of alleviating all of the previous losses and gaining profit just by following a system. And this is exactly what a automatic system would do. It would take this, -1. It would take this, -1. It would take this, plus, I don't know, +8 maybe. Giving you a total of 6, right? And then it's on to the next one. There is no umming and ahhing from an algorithm. It simply does what it's told. So the whole principle of it is act like a robot, get robotic results. 7.1R. So 7.1R, so you're looking at what? 5R, 5R. You're looking at 5R total after that, right? which is awesome. That's great. And it's exactly the same with this euro trade. Sorry, 12.8. Oh, okay, well, let's round that down to 12. Take the 2 losses, 10R gain. Awesome. Notice what I did there. Knock off the 8.5. Just look at it as commission costs. Obviously, you're probably not paying that in commission. But if you can get a good result rounding down your figures and your outcome, then you're going to probably have a good result rounding or calculating your true outcome figures. Always round down in backtesting. Don't ever round up. So, excuse me. Great example. Check your DM. Sure, I will, mate. Let me move my Discord back over here. Oh, I see you. Yeah. Right. Here. So 12.85. Awesome. Like I say, call it 12. Round it down, call it 12. And that's an awesome trade. So again, great example. If you had acted on emotion, or you act out of emotion, this trade never would have come. Exactly the same as this euro sell right here. Let's imagine, for whatever reason, we decide we don't like this trade anymore. We decide we don't like this, right? We say, we're not taking this. We're getting out. And we close our trade right where it sits. Boom. We get out. We don't like it. Okay? That's all good and well today. We close out our 4-hour profit. Awesome. That's great. It's alleviated half of the losses we took last week already in the first trade of the week. But you can also have the same effect with a losing trade, for example. And let's say price played around in here and it's sitting around here, and we go, we don't like this trade, and we close out. Okay, we maybe only took 0.5% loss or half an hour loss, right? And then we look back later in the day and it's down here. We've just missed out on, let's say, +5 or +3. Yeah. So having emotional reactions in the market, or having emotional actions, has emotional reactions. And because we're in a numerical game, it affects the numerical outcome. So we always have to remember that numbers beat numbers. You can't fight fire without fire. You have to have a key element which is going to help you to beat what you see in the market, which is ultimately just numbers in a candlestick form. Okay? So we must make sure that we have the following 2 things in line whenever we're trying to take a trade. We must have data. So we must be able to, at any time, call upon the data that we already have to essentially settle any unsteady ideas that you have in the market. Also, you should have a rule set that you know that data is backed up with. Therefore, these 2 things are going to allow you to do what? Completely disconnect from any winning or losing trades. Completely ignore the current look or the current styling of the market that you're entering, because ultimately this is engineered to make you think otherwise. And it's going to allow you to enter and exit at the points that you have already pre-planned in your mind. Well, not even in your mind, pre-planned in a rule set. And that rule set is going to give you your yeses and your nos. It's going to give you a road to drive on. It's going to give you a path to walk on. And it's going to let you just step away and do whatever it is that you need to do. Now, I openly encourage anybody to test the Orion rule set on the pairs over the last 2 months this year. The reason I'm doing it just from this year is because that's when we started recording them. So we'll just do it from this year. I openly encourage you to do it. I openly encourage you to use the systems that I teach in other aspects. But, and this is a big but, you must have data to back them up. It's all good using a principle, but if it's going off of something that happened once or twice last week, that's not really going to help you in the long run, right? So data and mindset, that is always going to go hand in hand. If you've got data to back up what you're doing, your mindset's not going to deviate from that. So Mindset Mondays, what can we take away from today? Well, what we can take away from today is that we should only be in the market if we are invited into the market by our rule set. If our rule set invites us, we accept that invitation and we take the opportunity to enter, and then we exit when we should exit. This is another thing before I finish up is, let's say we see this running really aggressive and we don't get out of our trade when we should. If this reverses aggressively for whatever reason, we take a BE when we should have taken profit. We take a partial when we should have taken full. We end up skewing the numerical data, which will eventually come if you're applying a rule set consistently. So remember, every Monday we're going to have a free Discord session. If you want to be a part of that free Discord session, you can join the Discord link down below, and you can join our free session where we're going to cover all of the things Orion, all of the setups we're looking at for this week. We have a general chit chat in there. It gives you a chance to actually converse with me, converse with other members, and it's really going to be useful for yourself wherever you are within the trading industry. Even if you're fully cemented, you don't want to learn our trading system, that's fine. If you're brand new and you want to navigate your way around, come and join. We're always happy to help. We've got lots of existing members, experienced members. We've got lots of new members as well. So I welcome every single one of you with open arms. And that pretty much wraps up the Mindset Mondays for today. And I think it's a good spot to wrap up the live stream as well. So I'm going to head over to the Discord right now, head into floor 1, and we're going to be hosting probably about an hour and a half, 2 hour session, completely free to every single member in the Discord. If you want to join, you can. And I look forward to seeing you all there. So I hope you've enjoyed this Mindset Mondays. A little bit different, a little bit more of a focused, concentrated session. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all in tomorrow's live stream, which will be around a similar time. See you all in Discord, guys. Remember, peace, love, follow your trading system, and always let Orion guide the way, guys. Peace out. See you tomorrow. Remember, guys, head over to the Discord link down below and you can join our continuation live stream completely free to every single member that joins the Discord.